In college, I always thought I was going to build a career somewhere in some big company. I'm going to be a business analyst. And I got the job and everything, but I really didn't enjoy it. Got my first order within a week, and it just skyrocketed since then. It all started with affiliate marketing. I had some good tips from my brother. He's an affiliate marketer for over 10 years now. Then I started a drop shipping store as well. I wanted to try that. It was very popular back in 2020, I would say, 2019, something like that.
Welcome to Forento Talks, the show by creators for creators. I'm your host Jake, and in this series, you'll get to meet amazing course creators, coaches, and entrepreneurs, hear their stories, and hopefully learn from their mistakes. If you're interested in making money by selling online courses, coaching programs, or ebooks, this is the channel for you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay up to date, and let's get into today's episode. In today's episode, we're talking to none other than Tajana, a full-stack digital marketing professional and course creator. During her 1.5 years as an online course creator, Tajana has taught more than 9,000 students throughout her 3 courses on social media, affiliate marketing, and data analytics. Besides doing her own courses, Tajana has also helped more than 20 other educators write, produce, and market their course materials as a course creation consultant. And in today's episode, we're going to talk about Tajana's story, how she got into online courses, what her business looked like, and if we're lucky, we might even get a few tips and tricks on how to best market our own online courses. Hey Tajana, welcome to Forento Talks.
Thank you so much for having me here. I'm so excited to have this interview to share my experience.
Good, I'm glad you came. So let's break the ice, and I'll just ask you, what have you been up to today?
Oh, so many things. I'm currently working on one of my clients' online course, so it's been a fun experience so far. So I'm close to being finished. So I'm gonna finish up in the next couple of days. So yeah, very busy these days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know the feeling. So since you're a busy lady, we'll jump right into it, and I'll
Awesome.
just ask you a pretty blunt question. Your business has so many aspects, from creating
Right.
YouTube content, writing blog articles to help educators with their learning
Yes.
material. Where did it all begin? Like, what was your first business?
Well, it started a few years back, I would say like 2018. So I graduated with a master's degree in 2017, and I, in college, I always thought I was going to build a career somewhere in some big company. I'm going to be a business analyst.
Mm,
And I got the job and everything, but I really didn't enjoy it. When I was at work, I was always thinking about the entrepreneurial experience. What can I do for myself? What kind of business can I start? And it all started with affiliate marketing. I had some good tips from my brother. He's an affiliate marketer for over 10 years now.
mm,
And that's how I got into that. And then I started a drop shipping store as well. I wanted to try that. It was very popular back in 2020, I would say, 2019, something like that. And then I just moved into creating courses. I mean, I always, even in college and in school, I always loved school. I know it's a lot of people will, say, "Oh wow, you're crazy," but yeah, I always love making presentations, slides, and just grasping information and summarizing everything.
mm,
And I was listening to one of a very famous affiliate marketer. I followed his YouTube channel, and he said, "Okay, so I'm gonna start creating courses and publishing them on Udemy." I was like, "Okay, well, great. I wanna see that." And then when he published the course, I didn't really see the value in it. It was very bad quality, I would say. And I said, okay, I can do this better. I can cover the same topic. It was about affiliate marketing. I can share my own experience. I'm going to make my first course and publish it on Udemy. And that's how I started. Ever since then, I created two more courses, published them on Udemy, and then I said, well, let's do this, and I'm going to create this for clients as well. And that's how I got onto Fiverr. I got my first order when I published the gig on Fiverr. I got my first order within a week, and it just skyrocketed since then. So yeah,
That's
and
awesome.
yeah, and I'm expanding a little bit now. I started blogging a little bit. I'm giving tips on how to create online courses. I'm giving some reviews on digital products, and yeah, I'm expanding a little bit. So yeah,
Nice. Despite your what I guess you would call, really enormous portfolio that has an enormous breadth, it all
right.
started about 4 years ago, right? That's really impressive.
Yes, 4 years ago, something like, yeah, around that time. Yes.
And all that it took you was to see that someone else had tried and that you could see it and could provide better value. That was the light bulb moment for you.
Yes, that was it. I mean, I loved Udemy before. Even when I was in college, I was taking classes on there. I was taking a lot of online courses, and I saw like, okay, I can get some skills. I can learn a new skill just by watching a video. And it only takes me an hour or 2 hours per day, and I'm okay with that.
Mm,
And that's why I was like, okay, well, I have a lot of experience. I have some skills. I can do the same, and I love doing that. I mean, I'm never on camera. I always do slides and screen recordings. But yeah, I always focus on the content, providing good quality content, researching a topic,
mm.
and that's it. Yeah.
So like you, I also started on Fiverr, and I was also lucky enough to get an order within my first couple of days.
Yes,
Um,
that's really.
and already, you just find that things skyrocket so much, and then you move into other aspects and things like that, which I'm
Yes.
experiencing myself. I only actually started on the platform in January, and now it's May. It's completely changed my life. But
No.
you start to realize very quickly that there's so many more opportunities than just that gig or just that service. What
Right.
made you realize that you could help others with their content, in addition to creating your own?
I mean, it's just that when you're creating courses for yourself, when you're publishing, I mean, I only focused on Udemy when I first published my 3 courses. But Udemy is very harsh on course instructors because they take a lot of money from you.
Right.
And that's when I realized that, well, I need to, if I'm going to be an entrepreneur and I need to make money, right? You have to pay your bills and everything. And that's why I decided to join Fiverr and Upwork as well, because I said, well, I need to find clients. Now I have the portfolio. I had the portfolio on Udemy. I can show that I have a social proof, and then I can use that to actually, show my clients, well, I've done this before. I have some experience. Let me help you, in that
Sure.
aspect. Yeah.
In your experience, what would you say is the most important thing you've learned when you're working with other people on their courses, as a mentor?
Right. I mean, I had a lot of, I mean, with a lot of orders, I got burned, I would say, because I didn't ask enough questions when I first started working on the course.
Sorry, is that on Udemy or
Oh,
on
on
Fiverr?
Fiverr.
On
So
Fiverr.
somebody approached me, well, they tell me about what they want to create. So they only tell me their topic, but people have different expectations. So,
I
yeah,
do.
it's just like they expect you to put 6 hours of content into 30-minute video in a 30-minute course, and they're like, oh, I don't want to pay much for this, but I want you to make a high quality course where you're showing your face and everything. I'm like, I can't do that. This is my approach. I'm trying to be as open, as transparent as I can be. And it's also about the voice. A lot of people approached me in the beginning and I said, "Oh, but I don't want you to use your own voice. I want a male voiceover." I was like, "Well, I can do it, but it's going to be an AI, right? It's going to be a text to speech voice." Well, let's say, okay, I'm fine with that, and I want to publish it on Udemy. But Udemy again has strict rules around that. They do not allow you to publish those type of courses, and this is the part where I lose the client. So it's really like what I learned is that it takes a lot, especially because with this type of gig, it takes a lot of communication beforehand. It takes a lot of planning before and strategizing before you actually get to that sale and get that client. I hope I explained this
Yeah.
well. I don't know if this was your question or not, but
I have exactly the same
yeah.
experience as you when I've used Fiverr. There's so much managing expectations
Yes,
that goes into closing a deal. Like even you as a seller, you want to feel comfortable that you can definitely make that client
yes,
happy before you take the order on, because the rating system is so crucial.
exactly.
So
Yeah,
I would actually agree with you that probably the most important thing, other than delivering quality work, I mean, you shouldn't be on the platform if you're not prepared to deliver quality
yes.
work. The only other thing is just that level of communication, transparency, managing expectations. It's hard. It's really
It is.
hard, but it's so important to keeping your clients happy and making sure you've got positive
Exactly.
relationships.
I mean, in the
So
first few months, I mean, you care about, you want to get a 5-star review, of course, because otherwise, if you getting bad reviews, the algorithm will just push you out. And in the
yeah,
first 5 or 6 months, I was very stressed about just I tried to, I even woke up when somebody texted me at 2 or 3 a.m. I would just look at my phone and I would try to reply to messages. um,
yeah,
but now after I mean, I have good reviews. I'm still a 5-star review seller. uh, I'm okay with that. Like I'm a little bit less stressed, I would say, and I'm not that worried about it. I mean, I'm showing the portfolio as and the people. Okay, I'm fine with people having different expectations, and if I lose the client, that's okay. Somebody else will come.
yeah, yeah. I have exactly the same experience as you. Once you have your reputation, um, you can kind of pick and choose who you want to take on,
Yeah,
and you kind of get better quality clients as
okay.
well. Um, I can guess then, if you've been on Fiverr long enough to get a few reviews, and you sound like you've been on the platform a while, on or off Fiverr, I imagine you've done a load of new subjects when you're creating your courses that you might not have broached before.
Yes.
What was the most interesting subject you had to research and learn for one of your clients?
I think one lady that was maybe a year ago, she approached me. She had a dispatching, a trucking business. Um, but the good thing is that she gave me a lot of pointers and she already had some script going on. But yeah, I mean, it was difficult to research about this topic just because I didn't know anything about it. I mean, I just know the name and the topic, the title. But everything else, I mean, I learned a lot about this business. I mean, I learned how much it costs to start that type of business. But yeah, it was a very fun experience. And the client was happy in the end, which, I'm happy as well. So yeah.
That's quite a nice thing. I don't know if it's Fiverr specifically, but once you start sort of freelancing, is you just get so many different topics. Like I make videos on Fiverr, and it's unbelievable how much more knowledge I have now, just because of all the different random things I've been asked to make videos about,
Right.
from marketing to all kinds of new apps. And like,
Yes.
people always say that as a business owner or a freelancer, you have to constantly be growing, and working with new clients is such an easy way to do that, because it's kind of part of your job anyway, is you're learning about all these
Right.
different industries
Right.
and things like that.
Yeah.
Some interesting, some not so
Yeah, I
interesting.
mean, one very interesting fact was a few months ago, at the beginning of the year, one client asked me to make a course about Midjourney, and I didn't know what Midjourney was. And then when I got introduced to it, I mean, I'm using it now. I'm on a paid plan. I created so many designs and images, and I'm even selling that on Etsy. So that's kind of like, okay, I jumped into a completely new business just because my client asked me to make a course about something. So yeah, there you go. I learned how to use a new tool.
Yeah, it happens. It definitely happens. I'm actually making a kids course for Midjourney at the moment, which
Awesome.
is really fun. It's again something I'd never used.
Awesome. There you go.
So from your from your courses to your clients to your Fiverr profile, now we're going to make another huge segue to your blog, which is Fair Enough
Yes.
Review. Tell me about it.
Well, yeah. Again, I had one of my colleagues introduced me to one of the blog that is giving all kinds of internet marketing reviews. So, and then I said, well, this blog really looks like it's from the 90s, right? The design is horrible and everything, but this guy is making over $300,000 per month. And I was like, okay, what's the secret? How can I do the same? And then I just like, okay, I'm going to buy a domain. I'm not going to worry much about the domain name or the blog name. And I'm just going to focus on mastering the SEO because I know that's probably the key, of succeeding with blogging. And then I got introduced to one of the famous blogger. I don't know. I'm just going to drop in some of the names here. Adam Enfroy, he's very popular and famous. And I took some of his advice. I took some of his courses um, because what really drew me to this blogging and everything is that um, I wanted to get away from this talking to clients on Fiverr and move to the back end and doing stuff in the back end where I don't have to, worry much about pleasing everyone and getting bad reviews just because I don't know I didn't use a certain word or a color in my courses for
Of
the
course.
clients. And this is why I'm always interested in learning new stuff, and that's why I'm focusing on SEO, learning about that. I'm still a newbie, I would say, in that. And a lot of things, I mean, SEO is changing very quickly, especially now when we have ChatGPT, that is really a game breaker. So, yeah, that's how I got into it, and that's why I'm doing it right now.
Mm, fair
Yeah.
enough. We at Forento noticed you left us a review on Fair Enough.
Yes, I did.
Could you tell us a little bit about your thoughts on Forento?
Yeah, I mean, Adrian contacted me maybe last year, I would say. I can't remember right now, but yeah, he introduced me to the platform, and I really liked it. I joined the beta version, and when I saw that you have a lot of features that other platforms are not offering and at affordable price, I was like, I have to recommend this to my clients and write some kind of a review for my blog. um, yeah, I still haven't published. I wanted to publish one of my courses on Forento, but then I realized, okay, if I'm gonna publish my Excel course, it's not good enough for that. I wanted to create a completely new course about something else and then use Forento for that. But yeah, it's always, I mean, the client comes first. And I mean, last month I was very busy. I was working on 7 courses simultaneously. And I can never find the time to actually create a new course and then publish it. So yeah, I mean, but from everything that I saw and when I used Forento for the first time, it was so easy to use. And the best thing about it is the price, I would say, compared to Kajabi,
Mm,
Teachable, or any other platform.
okay, I'm glad you liked it. I also have a similar experience myself in that sometimes you can get so wrapped up in the client
Yes.
projects that you can't do anything for yourself. I think it's a very normal part of it. Um, so my next question is, if you could share 3 tips and tricks with our audience on anything related to making online courses or having online courses, just 3 tips and
Okay.
tricks for the online course
Okay.
industry, what would they be?
I would definitely say if you're worried about or you're stressed about making your first course, I would say that you should always start with some outline. Just get your ideas on a paper and just write everything down and try to write it as you would explain it to yourself. Like, try to follow some kind of a natural flow. The second thing is that you shouldn't worry much about how would you look like on a camera, or
Mm,
worry much about, I don't know, your background, but just worry about the content. If the value is here, if the quality is here when it comes to, if you're speaking about your experience and if you're providing value, then everything else, I don't think it matters. Because I'm looking. I mean, I watched so many courses on YouTube and on Udemy. I purchased so many courses that it's really about the content. And some of the top guys, they didn't even have even a good microphone, and they're still selling their courses like candy. So it's really all about the content, you know. And the third thing is that you should start small, I would say. um, Meaning that you have some topic in mind, uh, but don't try to cover everything and make a course that is 6 or 12 hours long. Start small, start with an hour or 30 minutes. This will give you confidence, and then you can move on and then make an advanced course and cover that topic later, more broadly, expand on that a little bit.
So get
Yes.
organized, don't stress about production
Yes.
quality, and start small.
Exactly.
That sounds like a very, very good set of tips and
Thank you.
tricks. And I think anyone who was stressed about how to start a course probably realizes that as long as they've got something to actually teach
Yes.
people, they can get cracking right away.
Yeah.
So we've spoke about your courses and your business so far. What's next for you?
What's next? Well, I have a lot of ideas in mind and a lot of ideas written down on paper, but I can't share much because I'm really trying to tap into different industries. But what I'm focusing on is not always on online business. I'm also thinking about brick and mortar businesses as well, and some, even print on demand and how would you call this? Printing stuff and selling them. But yeah, I can't share much because it's still, it's in draft mode, I would say. Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, I'm sure we'll see when you're ready to pull the trigger.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Tajana, for sharing your inspiring journey with us today.
Thank you so much.
How can our listeners connect with, support, or get in contact with you if they're curious?
Well, you can definitely check out my blog. It's called fairenoughReview.com, or you can find me on Fiverr. Probably if you type in just online course creation, I'm going to probably be on the first page, I would say. But yeah, on the blog, you can find my email and everything related to course creation. And you can even find my portfolio on it. So yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I'll be looking if I ever need
you. Thank
you. Okay. Thanks for coming.
Thank you so much, Jake. It was such a fun experience. I loved it.
My pleasure.
Awesome.
I hope you found this episode of Forento Talks valuable. I'm sure I did. Having this much experience writing, producing, and marketing online courses is not something you see every day. I'm truly grateful we had the chance to have Tajana on to share her story. If you followed along all the way and maybe even took notes, you're sitting on a handful of really valuable tips and tricks. Make good use of them and begin building your online course today. Check out Forento.io, the easiest way to create and market your online courses. It's like Shopify, but for courses and coaching programs instead of physical products. Also, if you sign up via the link in the description, you'll get a free copy of Forento Academy as a gift. Our full video guide on how to sell your first online course or membership program. Also, as always, remember to like, comment, and subscribe to stay up to date on our videos. Cheers!